Sports video games. They've taken the video game world by storm. Their massive improvement over the course of the past 2 decades hasn't gone unnoticed. The recognition has extended beyond the average gamer and has spilled into the lives of professional athletes. According to an April 2010 New York Times article, professional athletes have said that video games improve their mental and physical skills because the quality of the sports simulations by companies like Electronic Arts and Take-Two Interactive have gotten so good.
I'm great, at the game, just great at the game. That's just my calling on life is just to play Madden. Got him. It goes Madden, food, football. Wide open. Playing the games since I've been 7. I think we need to change the game from Madden to Jones Drew. Jones Drew 09 for the 20th anniversary. Keep Brett Favre on the cover, just put Jones Drew 09. That's easy. I just do it. You didn't have to pay me. Rated E for everyone.
A specific example that shows athletes taking concepts away from sports video games can be seen in Brandon Stokely's game-winning touchdown catch from Week 1 of the 2009-2010 NFL season. Let's take a look at the play right now.
Orton in the gun. Buchalter right next to him. Orton bumps again to the sideline. Batted up. Oh, God! Stokely down the sideline. Can they catch him? Stokely! Wow! Touchdown! Denver! Unbelievable! Oh, my goodness! What a play! 87 yards! And then how about Stokely at the end of this play, not going into the end zone right away? He's burning time off the clock by not going into the end zone until he absolutely has to, which is right about now.
Stokely's play seemed quite familiar to players of the Madden video game. By delaying getting into the end zone, Stokely took time off the clock, giving Cincinnati less of a chance to come back and score on the ensuing kickoff. Stokely was asked by Wired magazine if that technique was something he learned out of a video game. Stokely replied by saying, quote, "It definitely is. I think everybody who's played those games has done that. I've done that maneuver probably hundreds of times." Let's examine some principles developed by JPG that will help us understand why video games can be helpful tools for athletes. One principle in particular is the psychosocial moratorium principle. This principle states that learners can take risks in a space where real-world consequences are lowered. This can be seen in a game like Madden, where a player can play as themselves without the risk of getting themselves benched or hurt. Additionally, there's the self-knowledge principle, where the virtual world is constructed in a way that learners can learn about the domain and also about themselves and their current and potential capacities. Rob Schremp of the New York Islanders says that NHL 10 has his skills completely right, as well as his shot and his speed. It has his facial hair and even how he wears his equipment down to a science. When Schremp went down with a knee injury, he was able to use the video game to keep his game sharp, especially while he couldn't be on the ice, learning about his speed, shot, and how he fits into the scheme of the Islanders. The transfer principle states that learners are given ample opportunity to practice and support for transferring what they have learned earlier to later problems, including problems that require adapting and transforming that earlier learning. Athletes, like Connor Chin, can play a video game and get a feel for the flow of the game before they actually step onto the field. Connor Chin was quoted as saying, "You really get to see and experience a player's style of play. After I face a guy on the field, you can see how very similar the movements and actions are to the video game." The forward for the New York Red Bulls also stated, quote, "It gets your soccer brain started that day. The way players move, the way they shoot, and the way they pass the ball." This relates to the discovery principle, which states that overt telling is kept to a well-thought-out minimum, allowing ample opportunities for the learner to experiment and make discoveries. Chin was able to discover his opponent's weaknesses and carry them onto the field.
Con un centro interesante, quello che viene el intento de Chin, dispara, gol, gol, gol! Otra vez lo repiten los Red Bulls. ¡Gol! Está ganando Red Bull.
Many believe that we have just scratched the tip of the iceberg when it comes to video games' effects on athletes. According to Switched.com, Marshall Faulk stated that the number of NFL players who game has jumped from 10 to 20% to more than 50% in the last 15 years. Brandon Stokely claims that the number is even higher than that. It has become abundantly clear that these video games are only going to continue to become more realistic, meaning that one day they will be used by athletes as primary teaching tools in professional sports.